Hey friends! Today I'm going to be sharing with you 14 makeup products that I think you need. So I wanted to pick products that I have been using and testing for greater than a few months. So it's kind of actually hard because I have a lot of budget-friendly drugstore products that I love that I've discovered recently over the last month to 3 or 4 months. But these products are products that I've talked about on my channel for a long time. So if you've been following me for a while, none of these should be a surprise to you, but I wanted to condense it into one video and really force myself to pare down to which are the best. Now, most of these are drugstore. There are a couple of products here from Sephora, but they do meet the under $20 criteria. So let's get started. So the first, you will probably be not surprised, are the MILANI Keep It Full lip glosses. I love this formula of lip gloss. I love pretty much everything about it. I love the scent of it. It has like this minty peppermint scent to it. It's a very high shine, glossy gloss without being thick or tacky or sticky. I think that they're a pretty good dupe to the Buxom I forget what that lip gloss is called, but you know what I'm talking about, that Buxom lip plumping lip gloss. The shimmer shades have a really nice refined shimmer to them, so they don't look glittery or the glitter particles aren't, you know, chunky or thick. They basically just give a high shine to the lips. They smell amazing. I love the big applicator. I think they're around $8 depending on where you purchase them. I have them in several shades. I found 5 in one makeup bag, but I know that I have like another 5 or a dozen probably laying around. Really love them. My favorite color, if I had to just pick one, would be Prismatic Peach. It is this one here. Oh, this one is actually brand new. I haven't even opened this one. Let's open this. So Prismatic Peach is this beautiful sheer peachy pink shade. What I love about these glosses is that they're all sheer. So really you could kind of grab any shade on the shelf and it'll work for you because it's gonna be just a tint of color and more shine. So you're not gonna get a ton of color from these. These are great lipstick toppers. They're just gonna add a lot of shine and maybe alter the shade of your lipstick a little bit. It'll lean it kind of in the direction of the lip gloss color. But as you can see, this doesn't really translate on the skin as it does in the packaging. So keep that in mind. Very sheer glosses. I also want to share this lipstick from L'Oreal. This is the Color Riche and Shine lipstick, and I love the shade Sparkling Rose. It's 908. I love this formula of lipstick because it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel like a thick cream. It's basically like a shiny lipstick, a hydrating lipstick with a nice gloss finish to it with a moderate level of color. So you can get a really sheer application initially, but if you want to build it, you can build it to get more color. It's pretty versatile in that sense. I wouldn't say it's a highly pigmented lipstick, but it's definitely not a sheer or tinted lipstick. It's kind of right there in the middle with the option to build more color. It just feels so great and lightweight on the lips. I really love this. I have it in a few other shades. The one that I use all the time is Sparkling Rose, but I also have it in Varnished Rosewood, Burnished Blush, and Shining Peach. So I will have all of those shade names down below for you guys. Okay, I have 2 more lip products, and these kind of bump above the $10 mark. The first is by Honest Beauty, and it's their liquid lipsticks. I am not a huge fan or wearer of liquid lipsticks typically for a couple of reasons. I do have smaller lips, and I find that real matte liquid lipsticks kind of just don't really plump or add volume to my lips, so that's one reason. 2, I find them to be really drying, but I really like this formula. So this is one of the most comfortable liquid lipsticks that I have tried. I have it in the shade Off Duty and then the shade Happiness, which I love both of these. They're just really nice, kind of neutral, pinky peach shades. Obviously, this one here is gonna lean more nude, kind of more muted. I'll do a little swatch here so you guys can see how they look on the hand. So this is the shade Off Duty. It's a really nice nude peach. What I like about this formula is it gives you some time to dry down. So you have a little bit of time to kind of work it out or soften it with your fingertip if you'd like. And this is the shade Happiness. This shade is a bit more color. It kind of leans like a corally pink. You can see that right there. They're both beautiful shades, really comfortable on the lips for a liquid lipstick. Highly recommend these. And the last lip product is actually by the SEPHORA brand. It is this formula of lipsticks that they carry, and it's hard for me to even tell the formula name because the sticker, you can hardly read what it says. I'll have it linked down below, of course. But this is the shade Stronger, I believe. It's L19, and I love this formula of lipstick. So this is a really hydrating, glossy finish lipstick, but a lot of color. And it's so beautiful. I think this shade in particular is so nice and pretty. This is a great option if you want a glossy lipstick, but you don't necessarily want to wear a lipstick and a gloss. Really, really beautiful. I think this color is great for holiday, especially if you're someone like me that's more of a neutral lip wearer and I don't really wear bold colors a lot. This will give you a punch of color, but kind of be within your comfort zone. I love, 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 love that lipstick. So let's hop over to a couple of complexion products. These are all available at the drugstore. First, I want to start with the Physicians Formula Instaready BB Cream. This is such a beautiful BB cream, and it actually gives pretty great coverage. I was expecting to be really sheer when I purchased it, and I got great coverage from it. I also love that it has an SPF of 30. I have the shade Light Medium. The consistency is a little thicker, kind of like a thicker cream, but it actually looks really natural on the skin when you blend it out, and I use my fingers to apply this. This was kind of my go-to BB cream when I would go running. I would apply it because it would help, you know, even all the skin tone, my skin out and make it look nice, but it also provided that SPF 30. Of course, I would wear it over my normal SPF lotion. I wouldn't solely rely on this. It has a very hydrated finish, so it's not going to be matte. It's not going to be a natural matte. It's going to give you a, I would say, more of a hydrated finish, not necessarily a natural finish. There is going to be some shine to it, but of course you can kind of set that down with powder. This would work as a foundation. I always used it as a, like, I'm going to go run errands or I'm going to go exercise, and I wanted my skin to look good, but I mean, it gives enough coverage, I think, to be more of like a light to medium foundation. It surprisingly gives a lot of coverage. I would say it's kind of in line with the It's CC cream if you've ever tried that. That product also gives a surprising amount of coverage for the product name, but I love this. I don't really think I've heard anyone talk about this, and it's so good, you guys. The next foundation, this was really hard because I wanted to pick, there's several drugstore foundations that I like, but I really wanted to narrow it down to just one, and I would have to say that it's the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation. And the reason I chose this one is because I do believe this foundation would be great for all skin types. I love the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow and I love the Pro Matte, but you know, they're obviously kind of more directed towards certain skin types. This one I feel like works on normal skin, oily skin, dry skin. It has a very natural finish, so it's not gonna look flat matte, but it's not gonna look really radiant. Kind of like falls right there in the middle, I would say. Not even really preferencing one more than the other. It really is right in the middle. This has an SPF of 25 and it is so lightweight, you guys. It feels so natural on the skin. You can see as it's on my hand, it slowly starts to slide down the skin. It gives, as far as coverage, I would say this gives a good medium coverage. It covers everything that I need. I don't feel like I need more coverage from this at all. I get a good amount of coverage. And of course, if you prefer more of a matte finish, you can always set it and powder it down and you'll get that mattifying look. It wears really well. I find that I get great wearability out of this. I don't feel like I look in the mirror 5 or 6 hours later and it's shiny or melting off my face. I would probably, if I were asked today, what is my favorite drugstore foundation, I would go with this guy. So when it comes to a budget-friendly powder, hands down, this one is my favorite. And I know that this is many of your favorites too, because when I discovered this, was it last year? Maybe it was last year. And I raved about it for several videos. I had so many of you guys go out and purchase it and come back and tell me, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's the number 7 Lift and Luminate translucent powder. It's in a compact, so it's a little different than other translucent powders that come in a loose, you know, little jar. This says it's translucent, but to me, it has a little bit of color to it. I have the shade Light Medium. What I love about this powder is its blurring effect. It will totally soften and blur enlarged pores or fine texture in the skin. Obviously not if you have like deep set wrinkles or large acne scars, but real fine texture, it'll soften and blur it out. It's actually pretty amazing. I think it has a little color, but what do I know? It says translucent, so we're just gonna assume that it does not. It's a powder that you can touch up throughout the day several times, and it's not going to look heavy, or it's not going to make your makeup look like you have just caked it on like some powders will do. I feel like this is a great blend between a like loose translucent powder and a like pigmented powder that you keep in your bag. Love, love, love this one. Again, I have the shade light medium, which I think would work for most skin tones. I'm not quite sure how many shades it comes in, but yeah, actually it is pretty translucent. And what you'll find with translucent powders, obviously, is there's not an extensive shade range because they're meant to work on everybody. So this one is definitely one that I would recommend hands down. So I have 3 concealers to share with you guys. I wanted to pare it down, but I really like all of these for different reasons. So the first one is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is more of the full coverage concealer out of the 3, but even though it's full coverage, it has a hydrating texture to it. So it doesn't look flat matte, it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't accentuate texture in my opinion. Obviously, if you use too much, you might run into those issues, but I find when I want full coverage, but I want my under eye to look hydrated, this is what I go to. I have this shade 350 Bisque, and I love it. I have 2 others to share with you, and they both are more on the kind of more lighter coverage spectrum. I have the good old Maybelline Age Rewind. You cannot go wrong with this. I feel like this might be the most purchased drugstore concealer. I don't know. I would be really curious to know what is the most purchased drugstore concealer. This one is great. I actually like the sponge tip applicator, which is funny because I don't really love it on other products, but they did it really well on this one. I keep this in my purse, and this is a great concealer to touch up under the eyes if you feel like you need that pick-me-up. Because it is a lighter formula, you can do that. You can touch up and it's not going to look heavy. It's just a really easy concealer to use on the days where you don't want to wear a lot of makeup. Maybe you want to put it under the eyes and then put it on the face to conceal, and then throw on blush and bronzer and be good to go. I really love it, and I love the compact or the component because it makes it easy again to keep in your purse and touch up. Now, I also have the Revlon Candid Concealer, and I like this one as well. They're pretty similar in texture and payoff though. I find the real difference is the applicator. So this one has a doe foot wand applicator with a slight tint to it. I would say this one has more coverage than the Maybelline Age Rewind. This one definitely has more coverage. So here's the 2, but you can sheer this one out. It also has kind of more of a natural finish, not a real matte or heavy looking finish. I feel like all 3 of these would be good for mature skin or textured under eye areas or under eye area that's really dry. I feel like they'd all be great. Okay, I'm gonna share one blush that is one of my favorite blush products, regardless of price. It is so good. I find myself going to this all the time. It is the e.l.f. powder blush in the shade Mellow Mauve. Now, this has a little bit of a shimmer to it, not much though. Normally, I stay away from really shimmery blushes because they tend to magnify enlarged pores, and I definitely have that going on. This color is just perfect. It is like this softest rosy pink. It's so soft. It looks so natural on the skin. You can see that it has a little bit of a sheen to it, which is nice because it's going to give a little bit of a highlight and glow to the cheeks without accentuating texture. I love it. I think the formula is great. I think the color is perfect. Love it. Okay, let's move along to an eyeshadow palette. Now this is available at Sephora. This is also the Sephora brand. Last time I checked, this was $14. So unless they have increased the price, it should be right around there, but I don't imagine they would increase it over $20. It's the I Love palettes. These are such great everyday travel compact palettes. This is the first one I purchased. This one is the shade, which one is this? This one is the shade, oh, this one is medium cool. Okay, so this one is medium cool, definitely more neutral. You get 3 mattes, you get 3 shimmers, and then you get this, which is also a matte that you can use, you know, as a brow bone color. The shades are so beautiful and pigmented. Really, I mean, you have everything you need here, which I like. I love palettes that are small that have everything you need. And then I also have this shade right here. This is light warm. So these are also neutral, but they definitely lean warmer. I love these. I highly recommend these. This is another product that I raved and raved and raved about last year, and I had so many people come back to me and say, I love it. Thank you for recommending it. So definitely check out these. They obviously have them in other shades, bright, bold colors. They have more that lean more purple. So check out their offerings, but these 2 are the best neutral in my opinion. All right, you guys, we are almost done. We have 2 more products to share. The mascara, this also was a tough because I feel like there are some good drugstore mascara, but the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara, I love this mascara. It does a great job of lengthening, thickening. I also love the wand, which I think makes it really, really special because you can bend the wand. Let's see. Let me actually show you the little wand head here. I like this because it has more of a tapered tip, so you can kind of get right there in the inner corner of your lashes with the smaller part, but it's thicker and more round and full here where the wand starts, so you can really, you know, wiggle in your upper lashes and create a lot of volume and length. Here's the cool thing that you can do with this though. You can actually bend the wand like so. So if it's easier for you to get into the lashes like that or the lower lashes, that can be really helpful too. It's like one of those rubbery wands, which I really like. I keep talking about my natural lashes because I let go of my extensions a couple of months ago, so they're starting to grow in. So it's really fun to find new mascaras. I think I've purchased like 8 mascaras in the last month, but this is such a great one for $8 or $9. Okay, you guys, I have one more product to share with you, and if you are wondering why I haven't announced this product yet, wait no more. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This would go down as one of my favorite products, I think. I just purchased this last week, and this is probably my 4th one of these. I love it. I love the formula of it. It's a very nice, soft, buttery formula. It feels like a really unique, like creamy powder. I also love the tone of it. So I have the one bronzer. I think they come in 3 or 4 different shades. I have the shade bronzer, and it's just a nice, like light. It's hard to tell on my hand because my hand's a little more tan than my face. On me, it looks like just a natural, soft suntan. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. I don't want to say it's shimmery, but it's not matte. It's like this really creamy sheen. So when you apply that on the skin, it just looks more natural and soft. Sometimes when you use matte bronzers, they are harder to blend out. They're more obvious. And when you use really shimmery bronzers, you run into the issue of, you know, it just looking obvious and not natural and accentuating texture. This just gives a very soft, subtle glow. In my opinion, it smells amazing. I know not everybody loves their makeup to smell good, but this smells like, it reminds me of the beach. It's like a pina colada or coconut or something, but it is so good. So, so good. And that wraps up this video. Thanks for hanging out and getting till the end. If you did get to the end, comment down below and let me know. I would love to know what are your top budget-friendly beauty products under $20. So this doesn't have to be drugstore. It can be Sephora. It could be, you know, Ulta or Target. I guess Target's considered drugstore, but it could be any indie brand that is under $20. I would love to know. Let's share the love. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Your time is so precious, and I am so thankful that you spend it with me. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.